looking to buy on the lower time frames, getting to run for that high. So another position that you can look to run up for that area. So we're going to look in today's video about the expansion of price in the market, and when you're not seeing that expansion, how it's going to help you to read these structure shifts and the liquidity in the market. We're going to do a walkthrough on price. Okay, I've just opened up the market on the EURUSD pair. We're going to do a walkthrough so I can explain this in more detail and how you'll see this works. So we're going to start off by this area of price. Let's read what's happening. We can identify a market structure shift here to the downside. We then have another swing pullback, another shift down, and then we have this new current week low in the market. So what we're looking for here is this previous high, okay, to be run, or this previous low to be run within the range. Once price gets there, we're looking for that expansion. Now, if you're not sure about the expansion candle, that's going to look like this type of candle as we push through, okay, the levels in the market. And the same here, we can see a series of a couple of expansion candles as we push through those lows. Now, when we don't see that expansion, we're going to see more of a push through like this area here. Okay, we see a few smaller candles and a reversal back within that trading range, where we then see a run for the previous high. All this will be more clear as you walk through this video with me today, so make sure you continue watching to see how this will work. So right now, like I said, we're looking for the market to potentially either run through this high or run through this low for a potential bias. Right now, we don't have anything until we see this. Previously, we can see that within this move down, this expansion candle here, we had a retest within that area and we've been running lower. Understanding those candles is important, so please bear with me as we go through this video. So let's just go through candle by candle. So we're pushing back up above, okay, this internal high. Once you understand that the market's pushing through this high, we could continue up for this high. Let's just go forward. So we failed, we run up above this high, and what's happened is the market's pushed out of this candle. So that basically tells me that we could now see a run for this internal low here and run this main swing low. So let's see if we push down. We're holding within the next candle. Okay, so we're inside that candle. We've pushed out with this expansion and we've held inside that one. So we expect to see now a run for this low. Let's go forward. So there we've just run that low, but we've got there. Now, as we've got there, we've only swept. So we need to see the next candle pushing through with a nice expansion like this in the market to give us the continuation of this bearish trend. And we've only closed another inside candle. So from this, we can determine that this is potentially the sweep in the market, not the run. So we haven't run through the structure. It's only a sweep of this low. And to start with, we expect price to want to run through this high from this sweep at this outside this range, and then eventually run this high if we're going to see a full reversal. Let's just now put in an order. Let's say we're looking to buy. Our stop would be below this area. First target would be this high to run this level here. So you'll be looking to take some off this trade at these equal highs here in the market. Small equal highs. Just go forward to see what happens. Moving sideways. Okay, so the market has now pushed up. If we see a strong expansion through this level, which we are currently, another push up on next candle. Well, this hasn't happened. We've actually held as a inside this range. So what we have now, okay, is a new move up. We potentially have a new swing high potentially forming. We could hold within this imbalance within that range. So there's that imbalance. Let's see if we hold within that candle. So as we did in these other expansion candles, we have a new expansion candle here. This could hold price and push through this internal swing high. Let's see. So we're pushing to the low of that area. Do one more candle and it's held on that candle and we push back bullish. So from here, we could see a push higher for this level. We may even push deeper yet for this smaller internal low. That looks like we're going to continue to push up, and we run through that high. So now we've got a new gap here. We'll be looking for this area to be run. We can see that pullback, but we run straight for that high. So there's that move. Okay, now what we need to see again, that we saw this sweep here. Potentially this could be a new sweep of the high. What does that mean? That we could see another run from here for this swing low, new low in the market. So let's just go forward one candle, and we have actually closed through. So let's see if we continue to push higher, and we've pushed back down. So that looks like we're now making a pullback within this move. Okay, could even come back to this level, this previous move out. So that's a shift in structure. So if you understand that we were bearish, we made this sweep and then reversed this high. Okay, so we reversed through. We're pulling back into, hey, retest this level, like I said, within this move, potentially looking for some type of reversal in here on the lower time frame to now continue to run higher for this level. Let's go forward. So there's our small bounce. So you can start now to look for another run off here. Okay. Now we can also look to the left and see this is the next swing high, a major swing high the market may want to run for. So we can look for this high to be run to then hold on to this high if you're looking to take a trade here. Hey traders, we'll get back to the video in just a moment, but I wanted to give you a gift for hanging out with me today. I want to give you access to my Telegram community. This trading community will share my chart markups and give you access to my trading strategy. But it's more than just a community. You're going to have some actionable steps to accelerate your growth with hanging out with other like-minded traders, all looking to improve their trading. And it's free as my gift to you. So just hit the link above now to join the Telegram community. Now back to the video. So pulling back deeper inside. Now again, we've just run this low inside. We're holding there, pushing back down, and then we've pushed back up. So we're holding within this zone still. So we want to see now run from this area to run this internal high here for the continuation of that flow. So let's go forward. Let's see if we continue to run higher. So we do, we push to this level. So you'll be looking to take partials here, understanding this. Now, the market needs to push through this high with an expansion push through. Okay, we want to see that expansion through, and that's what we get. We get a nice expansion push up. Now, that's going to give us an indication we have a new area the market may want to pull back towards, but we're holding now for this swing high because this swing high is the next major swing. Okay, this is the major break, pull back, swept. That's your major swing high you want to see get run. That's where the liquidity is now sitting above that swing high. So we're holding above this level. That's created a new internal high here that we can run. Again, we have this area that the market could pull back into. But we've actually run through that high. Not a strong push through, but we're slowly pushing up still. Now that's a big wick down, holding at this high. Another inside candle that suggests we'll now run for this high. There's nothing really stopping price. Okay, so a gap down, but we continue to hold. We could want to sweep this low, but we have a single candle which creates a range high. So we have some equal highs were created there. Let's see if we can push through. And the market may want to sweep this low before we push higher. And we've pushed through this higher. So you can see that we now push through this high with a nice expansion candle. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for these areas to be holding. Okay, so you can see what held this area was this move. Okay, so the market's pushing through. Internally, we continue to be bullish there. We reversed that flow, okay, of this major swing move, and now we have a new move to the upside. So now we've created a new swing high. So where could the market pull back to? Anywhere within these areas. Okay, we could pull back here. So let's just go forward. And if we look to the left as well quickly, we do have a new major swing high that we can see the market run to. So we have a couple of areas you expect the market to want to continue with the flows, that bullish movement to run towards. and we run actually straight through that high. A nice push through. We want to see another strong candle, but they pull back straight away into this move. Now again, what we can actually see on these candles, we can see these holding at the high, the middle, or the low, this move. So we could see a pullback to sweep this low. And you can see we've got this, even this low here formed. Price holds, pushes through, and we push through, you see this swing high as well. So not only does this swing high get pushed through, we also have another high here created, which got pushed through. Now we failed to push through. We created this low here. But once again, we're inside this move up. And you'll start to see how these flows continue to push price up. So we could hold here and continue higher, or we could push through the swing low. So we just look like we swept that low. So I expect price to want to run higher potentially to this high and take out this major swing high. And let's see if we hold. So the market did push lower into this zone below, and it's held. Now internally, we've got this smaller swing we should run. We see a push through there, then we've got this major swing above. Okay, so we get a nice push through, nice expansion candle through the whole of those levels, this smaller one and this one there. So now we push through this one, we've got a strong bullish bias, continue higher. Now you've got some previous highs here to the left that you can consider. We've just now pushed into that one as well. And you've got the full range high you can mark here as well. So it's important to look at where those trading ranges are sitting. Okay, this is understanding this is that expansion away. So we have nice expansion candle pushing through that previous high. If we go forward another candle, we hold above. So again, we do have this area here we could push into, but we're also going to have this big candle now being created, which is going to create a buy area. So let's see if we pull back. So we do pull back in, and potentially this could be a high. We get a pullback. So we're looking for like a run of the low here, and we get a nice push down. So we've pushed down into this candlestick, and from here we could see a run again to push through that high. And we push deeper, and looks like we may have run the low of this candle. So if we see a bullish candle from here, then we expect a potential run for that high. See what happens. We just pushed through the low of that candle, and this looks like it's a full potential reversal. So we've got some strong expansion to downside. We continue to push through. Then this is a potential reversal of the market. And we just mark that across. Look back as well. There's a swing high here that we swept. Okay, so there was that previous swing high which swept that high. We failed to show the expansion through. We knew it was at that level on that candle, but we didn't continue to push through. So now we have that reversal. We can understand at this point, we can start to look for those sells. If we look where price is likely to want to run to next, we have a swing low here that we can run to, and then we have another major swing low down here. So let's just mark them across. Let's look for a run to this low. And the market's just about got there. And if we look where the market's pushing down from, we have that expansion candle which starts the move down. We're pulling back in. So we were looking for this to potentially hold to the run for this low I've got marked and these new equal lows down here. So we do hold inside there and we've pushed through. We haven't quite pushed through. So what we could see, if we don't, we could see a push higher into this to sweep that high for a potential sell. But we don't, we just push straight through and we push through this level as well. So again, now we've got that new move to downside. Look at the way the market's pushing down and through those areas. A nice expansion to the downside. That's what you're looking for. So in the next area, we expect a run towards on a swing move would be this low. Let's see if we get a pullback. So again, looking for any pullbacks, we've got this area here the market can pull back into. So we've got another small breakout right there, push down, continuation. Now we've got a bullish move. So this is pulling back. So we need to look for price to stall within this first or second area. Okay, so we got a push up You see straight away closes back down. So for continuation of the flows here, you're going to see a push through this low to run for this low. But again, we've got this new smaller internal high, which could get run, swept into for a trade to move lower. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we do get that pullback. Let's see if we get a sweep of a high. We get a sweep of the high. So this is where you can then start to think you can start looking for those sells. Now, what you must potentially be doing here would be better to look for an entry, okay, around the 50% area of this move, above this high, okay, then put your stop above this area and expect the market to run for this low. Let's see if we do push back higher. We do push back higher once more, and then we've run for this low, and hopefully we should run for this low here as well. So you can see the continuation of structure as we break through these swing lows. So we now got that bearish structure in mind. Okay, we do run through, but now look what happens when we get to this low. We've made that candle, okay, which wicks up. And that's why it's important to look for those targets, those areas. But now we have this bearish move, expansion down, we can see a pullback into. And for any reversals of that structure, you're going to have to see this high getting reversed. So let's move sideways. Okay, so we do actually pull back into that zone and we run for that low. But we failed to really close through. Okay, we got a reversal back in. This indicates a potential we could move back to the upside inside this zone to sweep this high for another run lower. Okay, so we do push through and we do sweep above that high, okay, into the 50% area again of that move down, of that expansion. You want to see the market continue to run this low to continue bearish. Okay, so we do push through a nice expansion move, come back to retest from below. We look to the left, we only have this swing low, which we're actually holding at. And for a reversal now of the structure would be this high. So let's see if we actually continue to push down through this low or we hold. So the market has held. So this potentially has bounced out of this zone here. But we could continue to run lower. We've got the next swing low we've got down here in the market. But if we hold at this low, that could give us a move higher for this level. And we're holding. And this potentially now looks like we're going to run higher. So from that point, you could then look, understanding we're getting that higher low, this would have been a potential entry area. And you'll be looking to run this high for a reversal. Okay, so you do get that. And that's a strong expansion. Look at the size of this candle through. That's a big expansion candle through that level moving higher. Once you start to read those candles and understand the way the markets are moving with those areas where the market's going to run through those lows for liquidity, okay, these sweeps happening within these pushes down on these expansion moves, that's where you can look for those entries to trade with the bearish trend, and the same with looking for trades with a bullish trend. So now we have this expansion through. Again, we'll be waiting for the potential pullback. Let's go forward another candle. So now we have a potential swing high. We continue to push high. And you can see what's happened here. We've actually pushed through these highs here. And then we have this high here, even push through that high. So a nice expansion through. That's showing us a really strong bullish market. Then we have this swing high, which is obviously going to be that range high that we can head towards. Now we've created a lower high. Okay, we've got this move. We can look for the market to pull back within this expansion move up. That's where you're looking for a potential pullback. Let's see if we do. Okay, so we get the pullback on that candle as we push through that high. You can see we get a small break of this high right here. And now we've created this low in the market. So we need to see a continuation of an expansion. Okay, remember we have this high overhead to the left as well that we can mark out. So that's our larger range high. And we continue forward with that candle. And again, that we get a nice expansion move through. So there was a sweep here on a lower time frame. We get a strong move to the upside. So again, we're just waiting now. Move this across. We'll be waiting for a potential pullback. Let's go forward. So now we have the first sign of a inside candle. Okay, bearish candle. We failed to continue to expand away from this high, this level here. Now this is the outside high of this major, okay, range. So it indicates a potential swing pullback. Where could we come to? Well, again, that we could come to these expansion candles, okay, anywhere within these move here to the upside. But we've got this swing low. So it's a great area to look for the market to come back to sweep this low, to then want to run higher. So we'll go forward again. Okay, we're pulling back now. We have left an expansion move down, but after we broke through this internal low right here. Okay, so this shows the continuation of that bearish move towards this next low. We pull back into that candle. Okay, there's that expansion down here, this move, and we pull back into this imbalance zone within this candle, and looks like we're holding. So we can now continue to push down for this low. Let's see if we do push down for that low. So there's a sweep. Okay, so we swept through this swing high, and we could look for a continuation from there, because this is pushing into this balanced candle above. Another push higher, so we get another push above the next swing high here. So we continue to push up, but again, we can use this level where we break down, okay, inside that candle. We're not pushing through it with expansion. So, and there's the push down. So yeah, on a lower time frame, you'll be looking for this area to take an entry to run for this low. So now we just need to see there's actually going to be a sweep through this low. Do we continue? Oh, okay, so we close back up. That's a good sweep, and that's a good sign. That would lead looking for the market to want to run this high and eventually this high here. So again, look, we could look for an entry, okay, off this area, and you'd be looking for the market first to run this level, to run this high afterwards. That's where potentially you'll be looking for that market to run to. So we do create that expansion down on that candle. There's only an internal move down. Okay, there's our major swing range within these two moves. So we want to see the push up now through to this area. That's what I'll be looking for. We could get a reaction out of that candle first for a drop lower. Okay, we do get a drop moving sideways. Okay, see what happens. We move lower and we do push through. Okay, so we've pushed through a nice expansion move through. That suggests now we will run for this high. And let's see if we do. Okay, so we do, and we get a nice push through. And we're actually holding again above this high. We even get this internal high where we have a nice expansion push through. We had some areas here which price pulls back into. And again, we could pull back into that again to see if we get a swing high formed. Continuation. And now we've got a nice pivot high. So for an entry, we could again look for the market want to run this low, okay, into this area below, because it's just too close, okay, for looking for an entry out of this zone for me. Let's see if we get a pullback. Okay, so we do get a pullback into this zone. And we get this candle, okay, bullish response out of this area. So again, I'll be looking for any potential moves from this area to then run this high up here once again. Let's just see if we do get any moves. So we have that big expansion candle down through this internal low, but we're looking at a swing move of a range, this area here, okay, to this high. We're still very bullish. We've got to push through these imbalance, okay, these imbalance moves up, left over, and these expansion move up. We've got to push through that before we can see the market run this low. So we could run down from here, and it's going to be a losing trade. You're always going to find that you could have a losing trade on reverse. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so we're holding within this imbalance area, this expansion through. But now, okay, we can see that the market's pushing through, okay, this, well, not this high, but this level here back into the range. So that would indicate to me a area I'd be looking to buy on the lower time frames, again, to run for that high. So another position that you can look to run up for that area. And we pull back in. Okay, so there's your pull back in, continuation. I expect to run for that high. And yeah, okay, so we run through that high, and there you go, another nice move to the upside. So just remember, when we're looking for that continuation, Okay, you're looking for the run of those highs. That's a run of liquidity. If you see a nice expansion move through with a candle, then it's the continuation. When you start to see those sweeps, okay, like here, these lows, that's a area you can look for your trades with that bullish market. So that's how we're looking at those candles, okay, those expansion moves. You're looking for that bias again in the market, reading those levels, okay, with that liquidity. That's basically running for that liquidity above those swing highs and below those swing lows. I hope this video is going to give you a good insight on how we look at reading those candles as the market moves. If you want to see more of this type of videos, then do leave a comment below and make sure you watch this next video, which goes through understanding the order flow in the market, which allows you to find the bias along with these expansion candles.